Hey guys, what's going on? So before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, importantly, make sure you subscribe. And we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. And as you guys continue to support, I'm gonna keep uploading content. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about how I make money brush hogging. First off, you definitely gotta market. If you're not marketing, you're probably not going to get any jobs, especially if you're new in the area and you haven't done any jobs already. But the way I got this job here is I put out some bandit signs. I put out some bandit signs along the highway exits, put a few in the neighborhoods, and just so happened this guy called me. He saw one in the neighborhood, and he actually had a property out of town a little bit on the outskirts, so I went and looked at it and told him, hey, I can get it done. Now, this one here, I definitely did underestimate it. I'm used to, brush hogging fields and not necessarily, just going all in these trees. So I estimated the time it would take. I would say I got about half of this field done within an hour. And that's probably about a half an acre I did. And it maybe a little bit over an hour. But anyways, you want to make money brush hogging, it can still be done in 2022. Of course, your fuel prices are going up, parts are going up, food is going up, everything's going up. I told this guy originally, my rates were $95 an hour, and that's just what I charge. I mean, I might bring it down to 85. I know it's on the high end, but at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, I got to be able to cover my expenses, and I'm not just making money to put in my pocket, but I'm also trying to make money so I can grow and continue to buy more equipment. That includes attachments, that includes, trailers, that includes another tractor, even a truck, because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. You're going to these jobs, you have to haul your equipment out there, you got to use your truck to do that. You got to use your trailer to do that. You got to make money, not just to put in your pockets, but to put up in case, something happens so you can stay in business. So I originally told this guy 95 an hour, and, he was like, man, that's pretty high. I was like, well, I told him, anything less than that is, it's really not worth my time, because I know what works for me. And so I ended up talking the guy into the job, set a minimum. And I actually ended up going down a bit. But when doing brush hog work, you definitely want to set your minimum. Because now I'm not going to say, because I've done jobs where, it's like 10 minutes away and I go out and get paid $100 for 30 minutes. And that's why I set my $95 minimum. Anything under an hour, you're looking at $95 for the hour. If it's close. Now, when it comes to going out on the outskirts of town, I want to say I'll set a minimum for about, $350. And that $350 would be for about 4 hours of work. Anything above that, now you can set your price, because at the end of the day, you're probably putting $50 in fuel to get out there. And what's your worth? What's your worth? What do you feel like you should be paid an hour with your equipment? So $350. Anything after that, maybe you can charge $75, dollars an hour, $85, $95, and it all depends on what you're doing. This is some real thick brush. I'm getting into. It's not no little skimpy stuff. So a job like this, I can easily charge, $95 an hour. That just what works for me. So, I set that $350 for 4 hours, and actually you're getting a deal out of it, because, hey, usually I charge $95. For 4 hours, you're looking at $400. So I'm going to cut you a deal. If you give me 4 hours of your time, I'll cut you a deal and give you $350 for those 4 hours. And then from there, if you want to charge $85, that's up to you. I seen a lot of guys like out of town They charge around $75 an hour. But this right here, man, going in between all these trees, it's real time consuming. It's definitely putting wear and tear. And he has some real thick brush, man. I'm talking about, I've cut down trees about 2 inches, maybe even 3 inches in diameter, and that will put wear and tear on your blade. And you got to be prepared to bite that cost. You really got to be prepared to bite that cost. And I'm coming up on 50 hours, and I'm getting ready to have to do some maintenance. And, should I come out of pocket for it? No, that's why I'm working my ass off. If you get it, that's why I'm working so hard, so I can make money to pay for my tractor without having to come out of pocket for expenses. But you can definitely still make money in 2022 doing your brush hogging. Once again, it's just about marketing. You got to put yourself out there. Word of mouth counts. And like I said, I took this job for a little bit lower than what I would usually take it because he knows a lot of people. And I said, hey, you know what? I get out here and do a good job. I bite the bullet on this one. And hey, he knows buddies. He has friends. He has neighbors that's going to ask, hey, who did your yard? And guess what? Am I going to take a loss or go down on my price when I go to charge them? More than likely not. I'm not. But I did this because I know this job here would definitely lead to more jobs. And also, guess what? I got to create some content for you guys. So, I'm not too upset about it. Got to create content. That's one thing I was looking forward to doing when I got out here. So, I'm going to just continue like the video roll. It's another spot I got out here and did. And I got stuck a little bit, but, I'll as the video roll, I'll chime in on that part. So this is the spot here, the area here. I started to cut it, but they just cleared this field of pine trees. And, if you know, like I know, if you watched one of the last videos I did, the land clearing job, when I pulled that stump out the ground, I mean, it was a huge hole and just sitting water. And, it's a ditch to get across to the area where I was at. And if I get back there, I don't have any other equipment to take that out right now. And I didn't want to have to go bring any equipment and rent any equipment to come way out there. I'm only getting paid, so much on that job. And then I go to haul it out and end up losing money and being in the hole. And once again, that's why it's important to make sure you're paying what you're worth. You really got to estimate all the costs, all the expenses, all the risks, because if something happens, man, you really don't want to come out the hole because you're doing somebody a favor, you're helping somebody out. But it was a lot of stump holes there. It was sitting water, and my tractor almost got stuck a couple times. And I say, you know what? It's not worth it, man, because if I get stuck, I can't get my truck over that ditch. I'm not even going to attempt to get my F-350 over that ditch, because that gets stuck. Oh, my goodness, dude. It would just be a bad day. And I don't have no way to go pick up equipment to, pull that out. So, now I just say, I'm not going to take the chance. I'd rather take an L coming out here and getting a couple hours of work done versus the 4 and getting stuck, or attempting to get the 4 and getting stuck. So, you got to just be mindful of that. You guys out there cutting that grass, man, so if you can't walk the field, sometimes there's a lot of snakes out there. You want to be very careful unless you got some hot boots or something. But, you definitely going to ride your tractor out there and just, go slow. Don't be so quick to, if you don't know what's out there, man, don't be so quick to just, shove that pedal to the ground and, just go crazy. Sometimes there's rakes out there. People leave pitchfork rakes out there. You might run it over, pop a tire or something. You just got to be mindful. Or, you might even get in your rotary cutter. So, I do move a bit slow from time to time when I'm out there. And when that grass is really high and I can't see, I got to take my time, because if I don't, I'll tear my equipment up. Now, it might end up taking a little longer than expected. And of course, the customer has to pay that cost. But at the end of the day, I got to protect myself and protect my equipment while I'm doing that job. Because, if this is not your side hustle and this is your main gig, you got to keep your equipment up and running. It's what pays the bills. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. And please support, like, and subscribe. And leave a comment. Whatever you want a video done on, if I have the means or if I'm able to, I'll get it done. Thank you guys.